Have you ever wondered if there's a woman in your life who's secretly drawn to you, yet, for some reason, never says it outright? At this stage in life, we often rely on words to communicate feelings. But if you pay closer attention, there are subtle signs, small, seemingly insignificant actions, that can speak louder than words. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Let your eyes observe the world and your mind decode what you see." If you only look without truly understanding, you risk missing out on those precious moments and hidden signals that carry profound meaning. So how do you spot these signs? And more importantly, how do you recognize them and respond with the calm confidence of a mature man? In this video, we'll uncover 3 subtle yet powerful signals that can help you not only understand women better, but also build meaningful and authentic connections. Picture this. Not everyone has the awareness to notice a lingering gaze, a fleeting touch, or a quiet yet heartfelt compliment. But you're different. You can train your mind to see what others overlook. And that, right there, is a skill that sets you apart. Join me on this journey, not just to better understand the women around you, but to deepen your understanding of yourself. This is exactly what Stoicism teaches us: to approach life with composure, confidence, and clarity. Are you ready to uncover these secrets? If so, stay with me until the end. You won't want to miss a thing. Sign number 1, the lingering gaze. Imagine this: you're having a conversation with a woman. Everything seems ordinary, but then her eyes linger on you just a little longer than usual. It's not just a fleeting glance. It's a gaze with weight, as if she's trying to convey something words cannot express. This is no coincidence, and it's certainly not something to ignore. Marcus Aurelius once advised, "Delve deeply into the essence of things, and you will understand their true nature." A lingering gaze is a silent language. It reveals emotions she may not even be fully aware of herself. It could be curiosity, admiration, or even a desire for a deeper connection. Science tells us that eye contact is more than just communication. It's a way humans build intimacy. A prolonged gaze can amplify feelings of connection and even spark closeness. Sometimes, through that look alone, you can sense that she's trying to understand you or waiting for you to respond. But what should you do when you notice that gaze? Don't rush or overanalyze. Remain composed. Your response, whether it's a slight smile or a gentle return of her gaze, shows that you recognize and appreciate the moment. Remember, women don't just see with their eyes. They see with their emotions. When her gaze lingers longer than usual, it's an unspoken invitation, a silent dialogue meant for someone calm and perceptive enough to understand. Have you ever experienced this before? If you have, know that it's not a random occurrence, it's a sign of opportunity. Will you have the courage to explore what lies behind that gaze? Sign number 2, the gentle touch. Have you ever noticed those small, fleeting gestures that somehow leave a lasting impression? Perhaps it's a light touch on your arm as she laughs, a playful nudge to your shoulder, or even the subtle act of straightening your shirt collar. At first glance, these actions may seem random, but in reality, they carry an unspoken, deeply emotional message. Epictetus once said, "Pay attention to the small things, for they often hold the greatest truths." A gentle touch is not just a physical act. It's her way of breaking the invisible barrier between you and her, creating a sense of closeness that words alone cannot achieve. Psychology tells us that even the smallest touch can ignite feelings of trust and connection. A light brush against your arm may be her way of saying, "I feel safe and comfortable around you." It's more than a fleeting moment. It's an invitation to step closer, not just physically, but emotionally. But remember, composure is key. Don't react impulsively or misinterpret her intentions. A mature man understands the importance of respecting boundaries, even in moments of intimacy. Your response should be simple and natural. perhaps a slight smile or a warm acknowledgement, to show that you recognize and value the comfort she feels around you. Ask yourself, have you ever experienced someone trying to close the gap through these subtle gestures? These are not random actions but gentle invitations to explore a deeper connection. The question is, are you ready to listen to what she's silently communicating? View these gestures through the eyes of a philosopher, seeking profound meaning in the simplest of things. Because sometimes, a single gentle touch can be the beginning of an unspoken yet undeniable bond. Sign number 3, unspoken compliments. Have you ever felt someone's admiration without them saying a word? Perhaps it's the way she listens intently as you speak, her eyes lighting up, or the way she recalls a small detail about you that even you might have forgotten. This isn't mere politeness. It's her quiet way of showing respect and appreciation for who you are. Seneca once said, "We judge a person not by their words but by the subtlety of their presence and actions." Unspoken compliments are the most delicate expressions of admiration. They aren't overt praise but instead manifest through her attention, her gaze, or the way she remembers and values even the smallest details about you. Think about this. When she brings up something you've said before, asks about a project you're working on, or shows genuine curiosity about how you do things, these are unmistakable signs that you've left a lasting impression on her. Such gestures reflect that she's paying more attention to you than you might realize. But be careful not to misinterpret or feel the need to flaunt yourself in return. A mature man knows how to respond with humility and authenticity. Let your acknowledgement come through a simple smile or a sincere thank you. As Stoicism teaches us, confidence doesn't come from seeking validation but from understanding your own worth. Ask yourself this: how many times have you overlooked unspoken compliments, dismissing them as insignificant? These small acts are often how someone quietly affirms that you're unique and worth noticing. Observe these subtle compliments through the eyes of a philosopher, never overlooking the smallest details. For it's in these unspoken words that the truest emotions are revealed, opening the door to a deeper and more meaningful connection. The difference in mature communication. At a mature stage in life, communication goes beyond simply saying what's on your mind. It lies in how you listen, how you respond, and how you notice the unspoken. This is a refined language built on confidence, understanding, and respect, qualities that time and experience have instilled in a man who has grown into himself. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we may listen more and speak less." This wisdom applies not only to everyday conversations, but also to those subtle interactions where emotions are conveyed through a lingering gaze, a small gesture, or even a meaningful pause. So, what sets mature communication apart? It's the ability to recognize that not every word or action requires an immediate response. A mature man understands that silence, at times, can be the most profound answer. It reflects calmness, self-control, and a willingness to let someone else's emotions unfold without interruption. Moreover, at this age, relationships are no longer about surface-level attraction or impulsive gestures. They are built on shared values, trust, and the ability to create a solid foundation for the future. Women notice this in how you handle challenges, the consistency between your words and actions, and the way you pay attention to small but meaningful details. Ask yourself, when you're listening to someone, are you truly present in that moment? Or is your mind distracted, already preparing a response? True presence, coupled with the ability to understand without requiring explanations, is the hallmark of mature communication, and it creates an allure that is impossible to ignore. Stoicism reminds us that communication is not merely an exchange of information but a way to build deeper connections. So focus, listen, and let the emotions guide you. In this quiet understanding, you'll find the most profound connections, not just with others, but also with yourself. Pause for a moment and ask yourself, how many meaningful moments in your life have you missed because you didn't notice the subtle signs? How many lingering gazes, gentle touches, or unspoken compliments have slipped by unnoticed? The life of a mature man isn't measured by the grand gestures he makes, but by his ability to recognize and appreciate the small, meaningful details. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Our lives are what our minds focus on." If you choose to focus on understanding the subtle signals around you, you'll not only enhance your communication skills, but also unlock the potential for deeper, more genuine connections. Remember, noticing these signs isn't about gaining an upper hand or winning a game. It's about becoming a man who is trustworthy, admirable, and deeply attuned to those around him. Women notice this too. They recognize when you're not just listening but truly understanding. So, what's your next step? Start paying closer attention in your daily interactions. Notice the lingering gaze, the small gestures, and the words left unsaid. Practice the calm and focus that Stoic philosophy teaches. Don't react impulsively, don't seek attention, but simply be present with confidence and sincerity. If this message resonated with you, give this video a like and subscribe Chanel Ultimate Stoicism for more lessons on confidence, communication, and philosophy for life. Share it with your fellow companions. Every mature man deserves the chance to understand and build meaningful relationships. And remember, the smallest signals often carry the most significant meaning. When you begin to see the world through the eyes of a philosopher, every connection becomes an opportunity worth embracing. Are you ready to take this journey?